It's the Joe Show.
It's the Joe Show!
With me, Joe! This is the show where I read an article a day to keep my stupid away. You learn something, I learn something, everyone's a winner. And today's article is Man, it caught me off guard when I read the headline. It says, the FDA just approved the first prescription video game. It's for kids with ADHD. Games just became medicine, my friends. What? I've been waiting for this day for a long time. We can now play our medicine. What a cool thing. Let's find out what exactly that means. It may not look like much of a video game, but Achilles Interactive's Endeavor RX, formerly Project Evo, may go down in history. It's the first video game that can legally be marketed and prescribed as medicine in the USA. That's the landmark decision from the Food and Drug Administration, which is authorizing doctors to prescribe the iPhone and iPad game for kids between ages 8 and 12 years old with ADHD after it underwent 7 years of clinical trials that studied over 600 children to figure out whether the game could actually make a difference. That's incredible. This is a 7-year project. Some medicines actually, I think, get to market faster than 7 years. Like, that is an incredible testing time. Let's look at the trailer. Endeavor.
All right, recruit, suit up.
Checking in as you make your way into the next world.
So from a gameplay perspective, it looks almost like an Infinite Runner or, any sort of normal iPhone game that has different levels where you have to dodge objects and collect other objects. Fairly straightforward gameplay, it seems. And there's levels, yep. And you can collect different cute characters, smart. It's time to play your medicine. Akali. Cool. I mean, for kids, it looks like a cute game. I'm curious at how much it costs and what exactly they studied. So let's keep reading. According to the company's favorite of 5 studies, the answer is yes. 1/3 of kids treated, quote, no longer had measurable attention deficit on at least one measure of objective attention after playing the obstacle dodging target collecting game for 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 4 weeks. Not the longest test. I mean, after 7 years, I maybe expected a little bit more long-term study, but okay. Improvements in ADHD impairments following a month of treatment with Endeavor were maintained for up to a month, the company cites. The most common side effects being frustration and headache. Seemingly mild compared to traditional drugs, as you'd hope. That said, we're talking about a study by doctors who work for the game developer, according to disclosures at the bottom of the study. And even their conclusion is that the results are, quote, not sufficient to suggest that AKLT01 should be used as an alternative to established and recommended treatments for ADHD.
Doc, I'll take 1 video game, please.
In the future, we're going to be hearing kids complain to their doctor.
But Dr. Schmidt, I don't want to play that game. I want to play Fortnite.
With Endeavor RX, the next step is to actually launch the game. An Ackley representative tells The Verge, though it did technically open up enrollment for a limited number of families under the FDA's relaxed COVID-19 enforcement back in April. If you're interested, here's the company's website, which currently has a waitlist you can join. And I linked it below. And over on Endeavor's website, you can see introducing the future of medicine today. You can join the waitlist. It says it's an engaging experience with some results that they have from their study. Nothing too crazy here. I think this is a really interesting vertical to explore, not just for medicine and not just for distraction, but for kind of all verticals of business and of life. Gamification incentivizes people to hopefully act on good behavior if you reward them correctly, if you set up the correct reward structure. And so I think it can be also very helpful in areas like, finance, or even in just the classroom in general, learning history. I think that we don't, as a society, do a good job of implementing and using games to their fullest potential as a learning tool. I think they can be a really good learning tool because it's interactive. You're doing something. And so you're taking an active part in the learning process. And hopefully it's fun as well and engaging with fun graphics and clear instruction and good gameplay. So I think that using games for medicine is a really cool and interesting idea. Besides ADHD, I'm not really sure what else you could use games for, but I'm sure that, if I did a bit more research into some maybe mental health problems like anxiety, burnout, stress reduction, you could probably use games for good there as well, with good design. We would just have to do the research on it. But anxiety sounds like an easy one to tackle using games. So that's my opinion on games as medicine. I think it's really cool. I'm sure that we'll see more and more of it in the future. And that's been today's Joe Show. If you like my content, hit subscribe below and mash that bell so you get a notification every time I upload a video, which is currently daily. Follow me on Instagram at @ajoeshow, and please send me articles that you find interesting, or videos, or just anything to hijoeshow@gmail.com. Otherwise, until tomorrow, read something good. This has been The Joe Show.